Most small business owners have paid for advertising exactly once, hated it, and never went back. You hit the boost button on a post, or you let a platform take $50 and something happened, some numbers went up, and you had absolutely no idea whether it worked or where the money went. It felt like feeding coins into a machine with no window. So you decided advertising is for big companies with budgets and agencies, and you went back to hoping people find you. Here is what nobody told you. The reason it did not work was not the budget and it was not the platform. It was that there was no plan, no clear goal, no clear person you were talking to, no way to tell afterwards if it did anything. Today I want to show you how an AI assistant helps you plan a small, sensible campaign before you spend a cent, so your money buys a result instead of a mystery. It plans, you decide, the boost button and the guesswork. Let us name where most owners get stuck and call it level 0. It is the boost button. You have a post, the platform says reach more people for a few dollars, and it feels like doing marketing, so you press it. Money leaves, a graph moves, and then nothing you can actually point to. You do not know who saw it, whether any of them were the right people, or whether a single one became a customer. So you conclude ads do not work for a business like yours, when the truth is you never ran an ad, you ran a guess with a payment attached. There was no goal it was aimed at and no way to judge it. That is level 0, spending money on advertising without a plan, then blaming advertising when the plan you never made does not deliver. Jetzt den Deliver, ihr vermisst. Jetzt dann. Before we open any tool, get clear on what a small campaign actually needs, because it is far less than the jargon suggests. You need 4 plain things. First, one goal, and only one. More inquiries, more bookings, more foot traffic this month, not everything at once. Second, one specific person you are talking to, not everyone, but the customer you actually want more of. Third, one clear offer or message that would make that person stop and act. And fourth, a way to tell afterwards whether it worked, a number you can check, calls, form fills, a discount code used. That is it. Goal, person, message, measure. Notice none of that is about the platform or the fancy settings. Get those 4 right and even a tiny budget can teach you something. Get them wrong and no budget on earth will save you. Give it your goal and your customer. Here is the first move, and it is simpler than it sounds. You do not ask the AI to run ads, it cannot and you would not want it to. You ask it to help you plan one, so you give it the raw ingredients. Tell it what you sell and the one goal you actually care about this month. Tell it in real detail who your best customer is, not everyone, but the specific person, the busy parent, the office manager who orders lunch, the couple planning a wedding. Tell it your rough budget, even if it is small, and where those customers actually spend their time. Your goal, your ideal customer, your budget, your platform. With those, the assistant can help you think it through properly, which is exactly the part you skipped last time when you just pressed boost and hoped. The planning is the work, the spending is the easy bit. Brief it like a careful planner. Now the shift that makes this work. You do not say write me an ad, because a clever line with no plan behind it is just the boost button with extra words. You brief it like a careful planner who wants your small budget to actually teach you something. It sounds like this. Here's what I sell, my one goal this month, my ideal customer, and my small budget. Help me plan a simple campaign. Suggest one clear offer, 3 or 4 ad messages aimed at that specific person, where to run it, and exactly how I will know afterwards whether it worked. Keep it small and testable, and tell me what a realistic result looks like, so I do not expect miracles. That brief is the whole secret. You are asking for a plan you can judge, not a slogan you can only hope about. The jobs to ask for. Let me give you the specific jobs to ask for every time, because together they turn a guess into a plan. 1. Sharpen the offer, help you land on the one thing that would make your ideal customer act now, not a vague come visit us. 2. Write a few message options aimed squarely at that person, so you can test which angle lands instead of betting everything on one line. 3. Tell you how to aim it, roughly who to target and where, in plain terms, not platform jargon. 4. Set the measure up front, the exact number you will check to call it a win or a lesson before you spend anything. And 5. Set honest expectations, what a small budget can and cannot do, so you read the result clearly. Sharpen the offer, options to test, how to aim, the measure upfront, honest expectations. Ask for those 5 and your money buys learning. Sequence in campaign start to finish. Let me make it concrete with a made-up example. Picture an owner we will call Wei Ling who runs a small yoga studio and has been quietly wasting $20 a month boosting random posts with nothing to show. She sits down with her AI assistant and gives it the picture. Goal is 10 trial class signups this month. Ideal customer is a stressed office worker nearby who has never tried yoga. Budget is $100. It helps her shape one clear offer, a $5 first class, no commitment. It drafts 3 messages aimed at exactly that nervous beginner, not at yoga enthusiasts. It suggests targeting people who work in the offices around her studio and sets the measure, signups, using a special code so she will know the real number. She runs it. 7 signups, 4 stay. Now she knows what works. That is level 1. Level 0 versus level 1. Now let me name the real difference this makes, because it is not about spending more, it is about spending on purpose. Level 0 is the boost button. Money out, a graph that moves, and no idea whether anything real happened, which teaches you nothing and leaves you concluding ads do not work. Level 1 is a small planned campaign with one goal, one clear customer, a tested message, and a number you check at the end. So whatever happens, you learn something you can use next time. Your job shrinks from hoping a boost does something to reading a result you set up to be readable. The budget can be tiny, that is fine, because now it is not a bet, it is an experiment with a clear question. Same $50, except this time it comes back as knowledge instead of a mystery. That is what makes advertising worth doing. Your judgment stays in charge. This next part is not optional, so I want to be direct. The AI can plan and draft, but it does not know your market, your customers, or what has actually worked for you before, so treat its plan as a strong first draft, not gospel. It will happily suggest a target audience or a budget split with total confidence and no real evidence, so sanity check anything that involves spending real money against what you actually know. It also cannot see your results, so you must be the one who checks the number at the end and decides what it means, and honestly reads a flop as a flop rather than boosting it again out of hope. And keep every claim in your ads truthful, because a clever promise you cannot keep costs you far more than the ad. The AI helps you think and draft. You hold the wallet and the honesty. If you want to try this, here is the low effort way in, and it is smaller than it sounds. Do not launch anything yet. Just open your AI assistant and tell it one goal, one ideal customer, and one small budget, and ask it to help you plan a single simple campaign, including exactly how you would measure whether it worked. Read the plan. Even if you never spend $1, you will see the thing you were missing the whole time, a clear offer aimed at a clear person with a clear way to judge it. That alone changes how you think about every marketing dollar. That is the whole experiment. One plan on paper, no money required. Once planning feels this ordinary, spending a small amount to test it stops being scary and starts being sensible. Something feels perturbed. The honest watchouts. And because I promised no hype, here are the honest watchouts, and please take them seriously. First, the AI does not know your market, so its plan is a starting point to pressure test, not a guarantee, and the numbers it guesses are guesses. Second, start small, treat your first spend as tuition, and never scale up a campaign you have not yet seen produce a real result. Third, you must set and check the measure yourself, because a campaign with no number to judge is just a boost button again, however good the plan looked. And fourth, keep your ads honest. No promise you cannot keep. No fake urgency, because trust is the one thing an ad should never spend. Use it to plan before you pay. Keep the money decisions and the reading of the results firmly in your own hands. Quick recap. Let me pull it together. Level 0 is pressing boost, watching a graph move and learning nothing, then deciding advertising does not work for a business like yours. Level 1 is planning a small campaign first, giving an AI assistant your one goal, your specific ideal customer, and your small budget, and briefing it to sharpen the offer, write a few messages to test, suggest how to aim it, and set the exact measure you will check at the end. Then you sanity check the plan, run it small, and read the number honestly. The 5 asks are sharpen the offer, options to test, how to aim, the measure upfront, and honest expectations. What you get is advertising that teaches you something, so your next dollar is smarter than your last, instead of another coin into a machine with no window. If you have ever boosted a post, watched some numbers move, and had no idea whether it did anything, this is the workflow that turns guesswork into a small, sensible plan you can actually judge. And we made a free, step-by-step course that walks you from level 0 to level 1 in plain language, no jargon and no technical background needed. It shows you how to get an AI assistant onto your own computer, working with your own goals and your real business, so you can plan on your actual numbers instead of taking my word for it. head to aifirstasia.com/level1 and take the free course. Do it once, plan a single small campaign with a clear measure before you spend a cent and feel the difference. And if you want more of this, practical AI workflows built for SME owners, honest and no hype, then subscribe. Level 1 is right there. Go take the step.